It's Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. Well, another interesting day on Wall Street. Dow Jones down 121 points. Gold and silver smashed. Bitcoin up. It's just more of the same old, same old. But we're continuing to watch this manipulation take place. And, you know, there are people. There's like two groups of people now. There's a group that believes that we're seeing strong economic growth in America now. And there's another group of people who believe all of this is manipulated. It's a massive bubble and things are going to get very, very bad. You know, I had somebody comment this morning telling me that, oh, look at gold. If you're listening to JB, you're losing money, yada, yada, yada. You know, to that individual, where were you when Bitcoin went down 85%? Where were you when Bitcoin goes down 20% over a weekend? These kind of people always disappear, but this is not a sprint. This is a marathon, ladies and gentlemen. And when I buy gold, I buy it, I put it away, I don't think about it. I buy it as an insurance policy, not a quick, rich scheme. Gold is not a Ponzi scheme. Gold is real money. There's no comparison between gold and Bitcoin because one is real money and one is speculation, period. But I love how these people come out, but then they disappear. When Bitcoin is slammed, when it goes down 85%, when it goes down 20, 25%, then they disappear. But then they come back when gold goes down and Bitcoin goes up. But again, we have two groups of people here. One group that believes everything is going to be fine, everything is going to come back, everything is going back to normal, we're going to see massive growth in America. And another group who believes that we are going to watch an orchestrated destruction of this economy, which I believe has already begun and is going to continue, and it's going to get much, much worse. But look, I don't give financial advice, never, ever pretended to give financial advice. I make these videos, I share with you out loud what I'm doing, what I believe is right, and I share a lot of the same ideas that you do. But what I did was I went out yesterday and I tried to actually buy physical silver. I made an order last week with SD Bullion, gold and silver. Yesterday I went to a local pawn shop just to see if I could grab some quick physical silver. They had some bars, generic bars, $36. They weren't even in very good condition, and they wanted $36 an ounce. And so, you know, to the people out there that believe gold and silver is going to go away, do not bet against gold and silver. Again, it has a 5,000-year history. It is real money. It has never been worth zero. It's been through economic collapses. It's been through Great Depressions. It's been through world wars, and it's still here. Cryptocurrency, on the other hand, and I'm not judging or criticizing cryptocurrency. If you believe that's the way to get out of the system, God bless you. But to me, when we're talking about cryptocurrencies and digital currencies, it seems to me like that is the system, that you're just buying into the system where they're going to follow every dollar, every cent, every last bit of money that you spend or receive, they're going to follow. But going back to gold and silver, I looked at a SD Bullion today. Gold Eagles, random year, $1,893, and they are sold out. 2021 Gold Eagles, $1,944. Gold Buffaloes, $1,895.71. 2021s are $1,927. Silver Eagles today at SD Bullion, random year, $36.35. 2021 Eagles, $37.65. A lot of silver and gold at SD Bullion. And by the way, if you're looking for a place to buy some gold and silver, great day to jump in when you see these type of dips. Isn't it amazing? When Bitcoin gets crushed, what's everybody tell you to do? They tell you to buy it. When gold and silver gets crushed, they tell you to sell it. Buy these dips. Bet against the debt. You need to be holding real money, real assets like gold and silver. But if you're interested, I have a link down below, SD Bullion. It's a great day. The stuff is on sale. It's never going to go away. It's never going to be worth zero. Nothing can ever promise you that. But again, I don't worry about the dips. I don't care how far it goes down because I'll just continue to buy it on the way down and accumulate even more of this stuff. I buy it, put it away, and you know what? I pray to God that I never ever have to use it because I know what's going to come with $10,000, $15,000 an ounce gold. I know it's going to come what comes with $100 or $200 or $500 an ounce silver. We all know what comes. It's not going to be pretty, but this is protecting your wealth. This is an insurance policy. This isn't a get rich quick scam. This isn't this Ponzi scheme that we've been watching play out and this massive gambling and speculation in these markets and in so many of these cryptocurrencies. Over 4,000 cryptocurrencies now exist. There's only one gold and there's only one silver, and you should be buying physical gold, physical silver, in my opinion. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to do it. Read an article today by Michael Snyder. The quality of life in the United States is going down the toilet. And I just made some notes on this. I'll paraphrase through it. And you tell me, please comment down below. Is your life, is your standard of living getting better? Is it getting worse? Is it staying the same? What are you seeing in your areas? Is the standard of living in your area getting better or worse? And especially yours personally, let us know. Let us know, please share. We are told on a daily basis now that everything is great. Everything is wonderful. The stock market is soaring. The cryptocurrencies continue to go up. Everything's going to go back to normal. Everybody's going to go back to work. Everybody's going to make more money. Nobody can lose money in the stock market. There will be no collapse. We're going to print money forever. Don't worry about it. We'll support you with stimulus checks. Just keep gambling in the stock market. Nobody loses. Life is good, my friends. Everything's going to be okay. Nothing to see here, nothing to worry about. But Michael Snyder makes a point here. He says, take a good look around. People seem unhappy. They seem agitated. They seem fearful. They seem unhealthy. They look like zombies. And if people really were really going back to a normal life, if they were really having economic prosperity, if they were financially independent, we wouldn't see what we're seeing in real life. You know, there's a difference between what's happening on a television and what's happening in real life. Survey after survey shows that insufficient sleep, mental health problems, and stress are surging. People are suffering from anxiety and insomnia. This is an epidemic now. 27% of people report these issues, but everything is okay. I don't know about you, but when you don't have debt, when you're economically self-sufficient, you sleep a lot better at night. You don't seem to have as much anxiety or stress. And we're seeing more and more anxiety, more and more stress. And we know that because we're seeing more and more people being medicated. We're seeing more and more suicide. More than 50 million Americans are on antidepressants as I make this video today. 50 million people on antidepressants. So many people are taking happy pills, yet the suicide rate skyrockets. The national rate of suicide in young people increased 57% between 2007 and 2018, according to the CDC. I wonder how high it is now in 2021. Life expectancy is now dropping. January to June of last year, it was 77.8 years for the entire US population. That's down from 78.8 years in 2019. Our public health care system is a nightmare. Our education system is a joke. And you would think if we were flourishing, if the economy was really booming, that we wouldn't be seeing these type of problems in healthcare. We wouldn't see these type of problems in our school system. We wouldn't see so many people dependent on pharmaceuticals just to function. Millions upon millions of young people graduate from high school each year, but many of them can barely read, write, or even speak in public. Isn't that a fact? Take a look at the way people even dress today when they go out. I mean, I can't even tell you how many people I see in a week that wear their pajamas out to go get food, pajamas to the grocery store. It's really unbelievable. And when you look at how unhealthy people are, you look at the obesity taking place in America and people's diets, and look, I'm not here to judge. I eat fast food. I don't eat perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I do try to get a few workouts in a week. I do try to eat a healthy breakfast and a healthy dinner. But man, people have like literally given up and thrown in the towel. America is definitely looking like a different place than the place that I grew up in. The world is now laughing at America without a doubt, as it's passing us up militarily, economically, passing us up with technology. People around the world are really beginning to laugh at America, and we're just going to really be ruined by our own demise here. And people, as they sit home and watch the reality TV, as they watch their football and basketball, as they watch their Netflix, as they play their video games and smoke their dope, people are just going to allow the great things we once had in America to just be taken away. People, I just think, don't care at this point. I don't see things getting better. Do you? Are things in America getting better? It doesn't seem like it to me. It seems like people are zombies. They really don't care. People are becoming more and more dependent on that government check. They're becoming more dependent on that government food. And the more dependent they become, we're going to see more of this taking place in America. We're going to see more people in financial trouble. We're going to see more food lines in America. We're going to see more dependency for a stimulus check. We're going to see less opportunity. We're going to see less wealth, less net worth. This wealth inequality and opportunity inequality in America is at a record level now, and it's going to continue to get worse. Article on CNBC today, 10% GDP growth. The U.S. economy is on fire, and it's about to get stoked even more. Boy, that sounds like incredible news, and I really hope that it happens. But when I read articles like this on the Hedge, goods sector jobs tumble most since April as ADP employment gains slow in February. The goods sector saw jobs decline 13.5 in February, the biggest monthly decline since April. The labor market continues to post a sluggish recovery across the board, said Nella Richardson, chief economist at ADP. Manufacturing was the hardest hit sector at minus 14. Here's another one. U.S. services sector jobs slide as input prices explode higher. Market U.S. manufacturing PMI fell to 58.6 from 59.2. Employment slowed notably as prices soared and new orders tumbled. Rate of input price inflation accelerating to the fastest since data collection began in October of 2009. Here's another one on CNBC. Disney shuttering at least 20% of stores as it shifts focus to e-commerce. That's on CNBC today. And so now, what is going to happen to all those people that work at those stores? What's going to happen to all the tax revenue that those stores generate? What's going to happen to those malls that those stores occupy? What's going to happen? And what's going to happen with all these vacant buildings? This is going to be a lot of stores, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be a lot more people laid off. Best Buy just laid off 5,000 workers. I'm sure most of you have probably heard this. They laid off 5,000 workers this month and said more are coming. Fry's Electronics, that's another huge electronics store, huge buildings, closing all of their stores. These are massive stores, so more massive amounts of vacant real estate. These are huge stores. What are these cities going to do when that tax revenue is not coming in? What are these people going to do that work at these stores? Not everybody can work at e-commerce. My question is, who's holding the notes on these stores? What's going to happen to these banks, these landlords? What's going to happen to these cities? What's going to happen to these people who need these jobs? What about all the businesses that surround these big box stores that rely on these big box stores like Fry's, like the Best Buys? I have a Best Buy by my house right here, and there's probably a half dozen restaurants that surround it. If you know, thousands of people don't go to that Best Buy this week, that's thousands of less people walking by those restaurants. Best Buy has 450 store leases coming up for renewal in the next few years. So expect that we're going to see a lot more vacant real estate and a lot more job losses, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another one on CNBC. About 12 million adults may not receive $1,400 stimulus checks. Wow. So, I mean, it's like they keep dangling this carrot in front of people and nobody's getting any money. Checks were capped at $100,000. Now they're saying they're going to cap it at $80,000. They were capped at $200,000 for married couples. That's going to go down to $160,000. You know, people out there go, oh, if you're, $80,000, that's a lot of money. $80,000 is nothing if you're living up in Northern California, San Francisco, the Silicon Valley area. If you're living in New York, $80,000 is nothing, especially when a one-bedroom condo is $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Most of the money, as we all know, is going to go to other places. Where it's really going to go, it's going to go to bail out states and cities and municipalities who basically squandered all of their money, squandered all of their taxpayer money, blew out their budgets, spent more than what was coming in. I'm sure lots of theft and criminality was taking place. And so a majority of this stimulus money is not going to go to you. It's not going to go to me. It's not going to go to really help people. And there are a lot of people that need help. Where it's going to go is to the people who have completely robbed the system. The criminals, the thieves, the people who really should be in jail are going to get rewarded. That's what's going to happen to all these politicians in these big cities and these states and these local municipalities who robbed all of us. They're going to get the money. You're not. The Hedge, 11 million at risk of losing their homes once these protections expire. As the economy begins to open up, and it looks like we're starting to see some signs that it is going to be opening up. I think we're going to go to indoor dining here in my area within the next week, but it's only going to be 25% capacity. Some states are opening up at 100. So things are going to open up. As they open up, guess what else is going to open up? Courthouses, rent evictions, forbearances. The piper is going to get paid, ladies and gentlemen. Reality is coming. And once the economy opens up, there's going to be a lot of bad news for millions of people. So as things open up, which I think is great, but the question is now, what are the repercussions going to be from shutting down an economy for a year? Millions upon millions of people are without work. We have lost millions of businesses, small, medium, restaurants, retail, these places are never, ever returning. So now what are the repercussions going to be for the remaining businesses that are 6 months, 10 months, 12 months behind on rent? The gym business, all these gyms that were forced to shut down, they're 10, 11, 12 months behind on rent. Restaurants, retailers, I mean, the people in forbearance, rent eviction, or the rent moratoriums, at some point, all these people have got to start paying the bills. And it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out and what the real repercussions are going to be. And I don't think we're really going to see the repercussions for a little while as things keep being extended. But sooner or later, there will be no more extension. Sooner or later, the reality will be here that people and businesses are going to have to pay the bills. And I think we're going to see some very, very serious trouble in this economy. Look, the stock market continues to surge, but it is 100% detached from reality. It is detached from the real economy. And so it can do whatever it wants to do. The fact of the matter is the average American, the average household is getting deeper and deeper in debt. We're seeing unemployment skyrocket. We're seeing businesses close, and we're seeing debt continue to skyrocket. Look, if everything was so great, if everything was bouncing back, if the economy was beginning to boom, if GDP is going to be double digits, why in the world are we going to be printing another $1.9 trillion of stimulus if everything is so good? How come the Fed is in these markets buying? How come the Fed is buying bonds? How come the Fed is buying everything, quite literally, if everything is so good? We're seeing the Fed's balance sheet expand. We're seeing the U.S. debt now surpass $28 trillion. Household debt continues to climb. And we have 40, 50 million people out of work, and we have hundreds of thousands of businesses, if not over 1 million businesses now permanently shut down. And there's no end in sight. Nobody has a plan. All we keep hearing about is more money printing, more stimulus, more quantitative easing. We're not hearing anything about job creation. We're not hearing about paying back the debt. We're not hearing about opportunity and wealth creation for the average American. All we're hearing about is borrowing and creating more money out of thin air in order to patch up the problem here. The problem's not going away, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get a lot worse. Look, Bitcoin can go to $1 million. The Dow Jones can go to 100,000 points for all I care. But I truly believe that something very, very ominous is coming. All you have to do is drive through your cities, go take a walk through your local malls, take a look at the amount of debt now we are running up and the amount of debt that we're going to create this year just to hold off the inevitable. People can say whatever they want, but the facts are the facts, and reality is reality, and people are hurting. Take a look at your cities. They're destroyed. Take a look at your healthcare. Take a look at your education system. Take a look at the job market. Take a look at your wages. Have they increased? Look at real inflation. Every time you go to that grocery store, every time you pay that rent check, every time you pay that health insurance, and tell me that there's no inflation. Is your paycheck keeping up with it? No, it's not. There's a very few people at the very top here doing incredibly well, and they're on Wall Street, while the majority over here are struggling paycheck to paycheck, if they're lucky, because a lot of people now don't even have a paycheck.